Welcome. This is the City League Sports Show here, the place where we share the stories of all the special people that make the Columbus City League amazing. Today we have some stars in the studio, right? We got some stars in the studio. The Centennial girls basketball players. We have Kayla Houston and we have Aza Corbett. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, Aza Corbett. And of course, we got Coach Ernest Bell in the house here with us today. And we're going to talk a little bit about girls basketball and Centennial hoops. So we're going to start off. I just found out here, right, that we have a sophomore with us here, right? So we got the young person. We're going to start with to my right. Say hello to everybody. Say your name. Say hello, and say hello to all the guests that are listening.
Hi, I'm Aza Corbett, and I'm a sophomore at Centennial High School.
I'm Aza Corbett, sophomore at Centennial High School. Keep on going, young lady. It's on you, please.
Hi, I'm Kayla Houston, and I'm a sophomore at Centennial High School also.
Oh, everybody's sophomores. I apologize. I thought we had. So you got a young group here, Coach. Say your name and say the hello to all the listeners.
Hey, I'm Coach Ernest Bell, Centennial High School. One of the greatest high schools in the city of Columbus.
There we go. I love it. Hey, look, Coach, ring him up with the endorsement and the energy. So I wasn't aware, Coach, that you had two sophomores here with you. I thought that Kayla was a little bit older, and which is fine. I think it's great. Even with all the homework that I do, sometimes I maybe miss a note here or there. So then let's start off. You got it. Do you have a younger team this year in terms of just grade level and status and those things?
I actually have 5 seniors on my team.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then it's a pretty evenly split team.
Okay.
So I have half younger and then half older.
Okay.
So we're pretty balanced.
Okay. So in the terms of having a balanced team, in the terms of having a balanced team and then seeing how those dynamics play out, kind of like share with everybody, just give us a snapshot behind the curtain of like what's going on. What year are you in at Centennial as the head coach and just what's going on with the program and where you believe it's at right now?
Okay. So this is my 3rd year at Centennial.
Okay. So you started pandemic year.
I started pandemic. Actually, I came from Columbus State. I coached a full season there and then coached the season the same year, the pandemic year at Centennial.
Okay.
But dynamics is pretty even. I'm a pretty straightforward coach.
Okay. What does that mean? Hold on, pause. What does that mean to you when he says he's a straightforward coach, Kayla? I'm going to put you right on the spot. And this is a safe space. You're allowed to say whatever you want. Coach can't make you run. He can't give you extra drills. This is a safe space. What does that mean when you hear a coach say, I'm a pretty straightforward coach?
Basically, like when we come to practice, like no playing around, like take it seriously, basically,
okay.
like because how you practice is how you play. So
okay, all right. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get a player perspective on straightforward coach. Go ahead, Coach. I cut you off. So straightforward coach.
No, and when I mean straightforward, that what she said is accurate.
Okay,
but also I'm not a grade preference coach.
A great what?
Grade preference coach.
Grade preference coach.
Right.
Got you. Okay. So grade level you mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. Okay. I'm with you.
Whether you're a freshman, if you're the best person at that position, you're going to play.
Okay.
And everybody understands that. I don't hide it. I talk to the upperclassmen.
Certainly.
They understand.
Right.
So, there's no, tap dancing around it.
Right,
tell you up front, the best person at that position will play regardless of grade.
Okay.
So, as far as that goes, that's how that works with us.
Yeah.
We're just trying to change the culture.
Okay. And I mentioned, I'm going to pause you again right there, right? We ain't going to let you do all the talking. So, Aza, when you hear that, and I know this is a lot to take in as young ladies and you're in sports and you're in a school, when you hear someone say change the culture, right? Does Coach's words do you understand what he's saying when he says I'm trying to change the culture? Or are you just living it, having fun every day? And it's okay if you are, right? When I was 15, if somebody would have came to me and said, "What's the culture?" I'd have been like, "We're just playing basketball," right? But when you hear that from Coach, does that trigger something as a thought to you about changing the culture?
Yeah, it has meaning to me. I remember at our first team meeting where everyone was introduced, and he said that he wants more female coaches for recognition. And we have Coach Maddie and Malia that are with us.
Okay. Do you when you come in and this is the only coach you know, right? So From your previous experiences, have you played basketball maybe in other platforms?
Yeah, I've played since I was 5.
Oh, so you've been around the game.
Yeah.
Then. So you're a hooper then. Okay. So when you come in the coaches program, you're now a Centennial star. You're a 9th grader, and coach is introducing his brand of basketball to you. You know, tell me kind of like what you see. I mean, is it hard? Do you all get in there and get after it in practice every day?
Yeah, we work hard and we try to leave it out on the floor.
Okay.
And
That's a scripted answer. Leave it out on. Does coach say that to you? Does coach say leave it on the floor?
Like,
that's a scripted answer. No, that's a good answer, but that's a scripted answer. Coaches are supposed to say stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we try to put everything into practice so that we can play hard in games, and like the people that put in the work are the people that get to play. Nice.
Okay. Do you all see the work outside of the court also? Do you see the big picture of all the things you have to do as a student athlete? And you can't nod because they're listening, right? So you have to so do you see the big picture though, right?
Yeah.
Do you at Centennial in general now, right? Like when you're looking at the big picture athletically and just across the board, you know, is there a sense of athletic pride at the school?
Yeah.
Ooh, look, I stumped them on that one. Listeners, see, so we got 2 groups here. We got radio listeners, and then we got those that are watching. And my listeners at home, my listeners on the radio, we stumped them just now because I want you to be reflective in your space in the bigger picture of the school, right? So do you feel that energy around the building? Is athletics an important, fabric of what's going on there?
I think in the school, it plays a big part of what's going on.
That was a very quick. I think in the school plays very quick. I get it. So Coach, you spoke. Now I'm gonna come back to you because you're the one that brought us to the space of culture. And you spoke about change the culture. What was it that you saw that you wanted to tweak or change? And what are you trying to implement into the girls basketball program at Centennial that will say to you, and I have this even written as one of my questions, like, how do you define success? How will you know when the program is hitting on the level you wanted to hit on?
Okay. So when I came in, there was some down years.
Down years competitively?
Competitively, down years.
Okay.
So the kids, the winning side of it, they didn't experience that. Their last year that the previous coach was there, they got to experience that. Prior to that, there wasn't a lot. Prior to that, there was Coach Green where the school was successful. Okay. When I came in, I saw that had to change. The attitude about the sport had to change. Okay. The involvement for parents, like, that had to change.
Certainly.
So, like, immediately when I came in, I was like, oh, wow. You see my first girls basketball game there, of course, it was COVID. When we could have people there, we might have had 15 or 20 people. Okay. And it's heartbreaking because the girls put the work in. Right. And they need the same recognition that the boys get. Yeah. So that was one of my main things. Like, people got to get excited about it. I talk about it. I'm cautious of what I do because I know I represent Centennial, like I tell them to. So in that aspect, I needed to get people on board, and I needed the players to buy in. Like, hey, we can be winners. You put the work in, you can win.
No doubt. No. I didn't want to stop you. I thought you had something else you were going to share on that. So it's interesting, and I say this, right? One of the tough and challenging pieces at times, right, when it comes to, and I don't compare sports. I don't compare, genders, female and male sports and participation, because for me, they each have their own identity. They got their own space, and so I don't equate to say like, well, what goes on, particularly with the boys sport, has to happen, right? Because for me, I'm just trying to make sure that what we deliver for every sport across the board is is at the highest level of experience that we can come up with. We haven't heard from these young ladies a lot yet, and I want to get them back into the fold. So, Aza, I'm going to start with you. You said you've been playing basketball since you were 5, and I have in my notes here that you're a multi-sport student, and you do a lot of stuff, right? Yeah. So kind of just share with me, where does basketball fit in with what you like to do, and then tell me a little bit about like. So you basketball since you're 5. How, where were you playing at? Give some shout outs here. Show a little bit of love.
When I was younger, I'd play basketball for St. Andrew Vikings.
Okay. Are you from Columbus?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And since then, it's kind of been like my backbone. I play not like officially in the summer, but like I have a hoop at my home. So
Okay.
me and my brother would play.
Is your brother older or younger than you?
We're 10 months apart.
10 months apart. So who's older though?
I am.
You're older. Can you beat him?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, we put him on the spot out there. Okay, yeah, you can get a couple J's going off on him. Okay,
Yeah, he's grown since then, so.
I understand.
Yeah,
The only analogy I can share with you is that my son, who's getting older now, and that's the only game I still play is in the driveway or against him. But like Coach, I'm like slowly giving it up because the competition on his end is getting a lot better. I'm going, oh man, like I don't know how many more years I'm going to be able to continue to beat him, right? And once he beats me, then I'm officially done. But your brother's getting a little bit better, so keep on going. I want to hear about just some of your background and how you arrive here.
So from St. Andrew, I played in elementary, and then I went to Ridgeview. So I played for Ridgeview Middle School, and then
the Raiders.
Yeah,
Ridgeview Raiders. Okay.
And that was Coach Sofer. There's I think it was a really good year for me. I was 7th grade because 6th graders couldn't play, and I was captain of that team as well.
Nice.
And then 8th grade he got canceled, and then
I keep on forgetting.
Yeah.
So you all are pandemic middle school students. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's horrible. Okay. You know what? We've had so many shows, and like when we first started off, we were like always talking pandemic, right? And and then slowly you kind of forget, right? But then like I started off the show with sophomores. That still is a big part of your life. You have those memories. So Kayla, let's turn to you. You haven't had a chance to talk a lot. Tell me about basketball, your world. You come from a big family, right? You one of four. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So come on, give me some background on how you end up on the hoop court. You know what I mean? Tell me about your hooping days.
Well, most of my family, they all play basketball except my mom. So I started at about 7. I started at Rec Center, Howard.
Okay.
And
okay. Bruce Howard gets love on our show. I don't know. Do you know the legend of Bruce Howard?
What? No.
Okay. Well, I just want to share this with you, right? So Bruce Howard, Central Ohio here basketball, one of the greatest coaches, teachers, and mentors of the game that we have ever seen, right? And so he coached over at Columbus Brookhaven, but have been in the school system for a very long time, done a lot of work with community basketball, and then obviously to the point where the Columbus Recreation and Parks Department names an entire center after him. That's pretty rare, right? Like there's not a lot of people who have that level of recognition. So Coach Howard, and he has passed away. But he is a legend, and all of us that know basketball, he's a legend in the ranks of basketball. And any show that we can get some Bruce Howard love in the show, that's a good thing. So you hooping at Howard Rec Center, and your whole family, you say everybody's hoopers in your home, right? Except for mom. But mom, so when you got hooping all around you, your mom just sees it all the time then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So give mom some love. We like to share people's names. Give mom some love. Share mom's name on the show.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does mom come to a lot of your games?
Yeah, she comes to almost every one.
Almost every game?
Well, my mom or dad, one of them.
Okay. So you start off and you hooping at Howard, and then now, bring me full speed. You're at this experience with Centennial. You're a sophomore. You're getting it in. How is this season going? In respects to just, you looking at your big picture, how is this season going for you? And the team?
I think the season and team is going good. We're all doing good. We're all getting better. As games go, as practices go. And I think we're getting better as a team. And we're definitely better than how we started off. And each game, I could see us, just getting better, working on things in practice that we need to do better, and then taking it into the next game. And
Okay, look, they got the scripted answers for you, Coach. So this is what I want to know. What is practice like? Tell me what's going on. I don't want Coach's version. I want you all's version of what is practice. And either one of you can go first. What is practice like? Give me a day in the life of practice at Centennial girls basketball.
So yesterday we start practice with stretching as a team.
Not that technical. I want to know how intense it is. I think everybody's stretching. I want to know how intense it is. Are y'all having fun? Does Coach let y'all play a little music? Is there any music playing in practice ever?
Sometimes, yeah.
Only. Who's the captains of the team?
Aza and Brett.
Me, Brooke, and Jazz.
Okay. You, Brooke, and Jazz, I want y'all to get together, and then I want y'all to go to Coach and say, hey, Coach, we need, like when we doing our warm-ups, we need a little bit of music, right, in the practice. I'm putting him on the spot here. Look, he like, oh, man. I want y'all to put him on the spot, get a little bit of music going there. But I'm sorry, so tell me about the intensity of practice.
We have intensity, and we make sure to hold each other accountable.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
So when we're going through plays, we try to like go game speed. That way, like we're used to the pace in the game, so that it's not like any different.
You know, there's a lot of coaches, and it becomes somewhat cliche. And Coach, you know this. Coaches will say all over the country at every level, they'll say, you play like you practice. It's a common coach's comment, right? We've all used it. And so, Coach, I want you to share with us some of the special sauce. How are you making sure that shows up every day in practice, right? How are you making sure that practice isn't – because, like, basketball is a long season. Mm-hmm. You start to get into that second half, and then that final quarter of the season, it's difficult to replicate that game energy in practice and that level of intensity. So share with us some special sauce on how you go about that.
I mean, basically, it's consistency.
Okay.
If you become consistent at doing something, it becomes second nature for you to do.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
So, like, if you continue to do things the way we were doing it, like, we have to always tweak because,
right.
People get better. You play somebody, they see what you have.
Certainly.
So you have to consistently change. But if you're consistent at the main things, those base level things, you'll always be fine. So consistency is a big, big thing. I need consistency. I need you to be consistent. Just like they need me to be consistent.
Certainly.
And they need my assistant coaches to be consistent.
Yeah.
I need the same thing from them.
Yeah. So, Coach, you shared a moment ago, you come with some college coaching experience. Mm-hmm. You bring those experiences into Centennial. Mm-hmm. If you were giving just general advice, not sports specific to basketball, but just general advice to any student, their parent, their families, on what it takes to be a college athlete, what would you share with them? What advice would you share?
I would tell you first, if the college coach is coming to see you, he or she already knows you can play.
Oh, 100%.
So they know you can play. So they're not coming to watch you play.
Yeah.
It's the small things that they're watching. Mm-hmm. How you interact with your coach when you come off the floor, how you take coaching, how you interact with your team. If you get fouled hard, how you interact. The most important thing, though, is how is your people in the stands acting? Because if I'm making a commitment to you for 2, 3, 4 years, I'm making a commitment to them. Mm-hmm. So if they're acting up in the stands, that might blow it for you.
Certainly. Hey, so let me share something. I think that's important. In today's age, especially in basketball, right, where, the video opportunities for people sharing information with games and those things is expanded tenfold. I mean, when we were playing, when I was in school, you'd be lucky to get one person filming the game. Mm-hmm. Now with everybody having cell phones and all the technology and the gymnasium cameras, and all the stuff that's going on, and there's 5 different websites of people who record games. The footage is everywhere. So one of the things that I want to piggyback on for all the parents, the listeners, the coaches, the players, you young people, coach doesn't have to be in the stands anymore to be able to kind of evaluate you, the person. Yeah, they're going to watch you play on film, and they're going to see, you make a little move, and can you go left, and can you finish with the left, can you pull up, all those basketball things. And I said any sport, right? So whether it's soccer, football, whatever it may be, but they also get a chance now to see, and we'll stick with basketball, but they get a chance now to see, when you get fouled hard, how do you respond to that? How do you interact with officials, right? As officials are going back and forth, they call a foul. Are you the person that is every foul a bad call? If you're that person, you better be super duper talented, right? Because only the super duper, and I'm not saying that people aren't good, but there's like this small 1% that can kind of just almost get away with anything, especially in the sport of basketball, just to be very honest, right? But if you're not in that 1%, and very few people are, right? Obviously, because it's 1%. You have to have a total package. So now I want to kind of before we go back to some of the goals and things that you're thinking about, Coach, as you all are out there playing, and this intensity. Have you all come across now some moments where you had a chance to grow a little bit? And I don't just necessarily mean on the court, but do you have a moment that you can kind of remember within the last 2 seasons? You know what I mean? Where you're just playing and you go, oh, okay, and something clicked for you as a student out there, as a player. Does that happen? Are you in tune with the game and that's when that's going on?
Yeah.
They looking at me like, I don't even know what this dude is talking about right now. Well, how about this? How about both of you share a special basketball moment for me from this season? Right, just anything that pops in your mind where you can remember it and you can say, that was a good time.
I would say like us come back with Northland. Like that was our toughest game this season.
Okay.
And I feel like towards the end, we waited a little too late to like play hard, really.
Okay.
So, but I feel like we did good though towards the end.
Were you all down at the start of the fourth quarter?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Everybody say, "Hey, I remember that." Right. And so, but this is a comeback win then.
Yeah.
No. We
Oh.
were up with 7 seconds left, and we.
But you started the fourth quarter down though.
Yes, we.
Oh yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. Like so a nice moment there for you all as a program, which was probably a turning corner then. As a program, you can kind of see that. So, Aza, what about you? Do you have any moments that you kind of remember something special?
I think just like connecting with my teammates and other players, just because basketball has meaning to every player. Because I feel like everyone plays it for a reason, and it's part of them. And I think just like interacting with my team and like after the Northland game, everyone just wanted to work harder.
Okay.
That's what we were talking about in our group chat.
Yeah, okay. The group chats. They didn't have group chats when we were kids, right? I love hearing that when I'm talking to young people, how quickly you can communicate with each other after a game or, during the week. You all always have this connection there. One of the things that you just shared about bonding and the team coming together. So what's the goal? Like here you all sit. I want to hear from you all first. I want to hear from the sophomores in the house. What's the goal for the team, for you, for the next couple of years? What's the goal for Centennial girls basketball in your mind? Not coach's version, your version. What's the goal?
I think we want to go all the way and just finish because I think we've been getting, third in the conference.
Okay.
So we're there, but we just need to finish.
Okay. Looking to turn. So you go ahead, Kayla. What's the goal? What's the goal?
Take one game at a time. Take one practice at a time. Keep going hard in practice, and
And no, I don't know. You got to tell us. Everybody's waiting to hear what the goal is. Take one practice, one game at a time. And that's okay because that's a great approach to sports. But I want you to also, I'm gonna come back to you in a second. I want you to you have to be able to think and see how each practice and each game builds on top of each other for the next goal, right? So you have to, as much as you're looking at the next immediate game, you also need to be able to look down the road and say, when we get to that point, I want to be here. I want to be, this is where I want to be. You all are young, right? In a program where it sounds like coach is given the opportunity for real minutes and real opportunities, right? So you're not a lot of sophomores get that as an experience. Right. And so you all get this unique opportunity to play for a coach who's willing to say, hey, look, I'm going to put the people out there who are working hard and who can help the team win. So, Coach, now I'm going to turn to you. You tell me, what's the goal?
Well, our immediate goal is that we would like to win the City League North.
Okay.
That's the goal this year.
Certainly.
That's the goal next year. That's the goal the year after.
Okay.
I'm going to be transparent. We lost a few games, just a few.
Okay.
And my message to them is like, yes, we want to win our portion of this city. Let's take care of that first goal.
Right.
But we not tournament ready.
Okay. Certainly.
So I'm not just looking at that. I'm looking like, hey, these games, they're tournament style games.
Certainly.
So we need to be not only prepared to play in our league, we need to be able to play somebody else and get a win.
Certainly.
So, we just taking small steps right now. We have intermediate goals like, right now, for me, let's get out of the first round. Let's get to the second round, and then after that, let's build on that. But really quick, just to back up, Aza had a moment last year. We was getting the brakes beat off of us by Bishop Hartley last year.
Okay.
And it was to the point
regular season game, not
no,
league
it was
game?
a tournament.
Tournament game, okay.
And I
End of season tournament game.
And I just went in and I sat down. I was like, at this point, we can't fix this.
Right.
I ain't mad. I'm not mad. But y'all got a whole side of people in here yelling and screaming for y'all.
Certainly.
It's about your heart.
Right.
It's about your heart. Show me that you want to play.
Yeah.
If you don't want to play, I won't bring you back next year.
For this one right here, okay.
So I'm like, show me that you want to play. And I gave them a go. I said, don't let them get this number.
Right.
Do not let them get this number.
Yeah.
Man, Aza came out like a gangbuster.
Nice.
I mean, blocking shots.
Smiling, listening. She's smiling.
Rebounding, leading the fast break, beating my guards down the floor.
Okay.
Jazz, she's a senior this year.
Okay.
They played their hearts out.
Yeah.
My underclassmen showed me that they cared about what was going on and that they wanted it.
That moment is TV ready right there.
So we didn't win that game and it wasn't close.
Right.
But they showed me that they had heart. Yeah. And that's all I wanted to see.
Well, you know, and the beauty of what we do in sports, right, is that you don't have to win every game to have a moment, right? There's a lot to learn from winning and losing, and it sounds like you know. I have this question for you also, right? Because you can't grow up or you can't be in Columbus, and you're a city league guy. You've been around forever, like I've been around forever. Beechcroft graduate, if I'm correct,
yes,
right?
Sir.
Yes, indeed. So we give Beechcroft a little bit of love, and the beauty of it when you graduate from any one of our schools and you go on as an adult. You bring all your wealth of experience, and then you start to see, you know, the beautiful product that we have here in the City League. But you can't be in the space of girls basketball and not know about the success of Afrocentric, right? Yeah. So like, and they cast a big shadow, and rightfully so, right? Because they've had a lot of success. So when you look at then the league also. And you see, you know, that like the level of where they've gone to, is that a space that is talked about in and I don't mean with your players, I just mean in your circle, and I don't mean every day, but is that fresh as a spot in your mind to go, okay, well then once we're at that level, then we know we're doing, because we were talking about goals and success, and you talked about tournament ready. So I'm just curious, does that ever come up, or has it ever come up? Man,
that's always the topic. When you talking to other coaches, like, man, this, you know, look at this. And, so yeah, to get to that point would be great.
Right.
But let me just back up. The success for Centennial, for me, isn't just all about the basketball part of it.
Certainly. Okay.
So when I came in there, my goal was to not only win some games, but to send better people out into society.
Love it.
So if I've done my job right, then the kids that are leaving my program are leaving with not only an understanding of how things operate out there, but they're leaving with some respect, and they're going to respect the people that's out there, and they're going to work hard.
Right.
Because I tell them all the time, just because you're telling me you don't feel good and you don't come in to practice, you know, I might say okay. I'm not telling you that it's okay. Right. I'm just saying okay, because in the real world, you ain't gonna get but so many call-offs, and then they're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna need to go in another direction.
100%.
So I'm always upfront about that. But I am in the business of building better people.
Nice. Not
just better basketball players.
Right.
And we're gonna use the basketball game as a vehicle and a mechanism to get them where they wanna go. So everybody don't wanna play in the WNBA.
Right, 100%.
Right? So use this to get your degree. Right. And if you want to coach, come on back.
Come on back. There you go. Well, look, so I don't know if it can be said better than that, right? You all have been a delight to speak with here this morning. Coach, I love your vision. I think this probably is the first time where we have really had an opportunity to sit down, chop it up. I'm excited for Centennial girls basketball after this conversation. I'm still going to send you out of here, Aza, with your homework assignment. You know what I mean? Loose, get on, Coach. You know what I mean? And letting know every once in a while having a little bit of sound in the gym is okay. You know what I mean?
Let's be honest. Tell them. Mr. Dr. Clarino, it's not that he won't play the music; it's the kind of music that we like.
Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, now, I'm definitely on page with that, right? Sir. Because well, you know what? Let me put this little tidbit in for our listeners, right? I would have never thought, as a young guy, growing up, and I'm not going. I mean, you know, for everybody out there, I'm born in the '70s. For you all, you're like, that dude is old, right? But we grew up at a time when like hip hop was really becoming, you know what I mean? Like it was really hitting the scene across the country. And I don't think there would have ever been a time when I hear my parents and elder statesmen in my life who they go, that music, right? And they didn't like our music of hip hop. I would have never thought there would have been some hip hop that I don't like, but I don't like y'all's hip hop, right? So it speaks to the age of it. You know what I mean, Coach? Right. Because like some of your music, I'm like, what is this person talking about? This, so for me, I'm a 90s hip hop person and love it. And I'm not saying all our music was censorship approved, right? We had some bad music out there also when it comes to content, but I understand. And so what you got to do is you got to get the instrumental version, right? You got to get just some music, some sound in there, you know what I mean, to let you bring a smile to your face every once in a while. But look, so I got to read the outro. But before we take off, I want to give everybody an opportunity to just send their final shout out and say goodbye. Coach, we'll start with you, and then we'll go around the table to Kayla and Aza.
All right, I want to shout out Coach Witcher, Coach Miles, and Coach Walter. I appreciate all the work you guys done, and I appreciate our parents for the support, and most of all, I appreciate Ms. Porter for giving me the platform and the ability to do what I do.
Nice, okay.
I want to shout out all my coaches for believing in us and like seeing the potential in us, and also my parents for taking me to practice every day, my dad for, working me out on the side. Yeah. And my older brother too. He helps a lot too. Okay. And so my family.
Love it. Before you go, I'm a big family person. Listeners know that about me. I think it's great that you have the connection, and I don't know if you're going to shout out your parents also. you more than still can do that, but I think it's important when you're in a space and you can see the hard work that your parents are doing for you. Right? You can see that there's somebody there every day dropping you off at practice, picking you up. There's a lot of young people who are involved in sports across the city, across the state, across this country who don't have that parent who's willing to be there every day, right? And so I think that's good that you gave dad some love. Go ahead, Aza, it's on you.
I wanted to shout out just like my mom and just my family as well as my team and my friends, because I feel like they all pick me up when I'm down. And like it's just they work hard, especially like my mom. She works hard so that I can work hard. And then just like being around my friends and my team we all kind of share the same goals. Nice. So it's kind of like a motivation.
Hey, you all got a good thing going on, right? Go ahead, dive
quick. Hey, last person I want to shout out is Big Mike Moncrief over at Beechcroft High School. That guy's my mentor. Yeah. I can pick that phone up and call him, but shout out to Mike.
Certainly. Hey, that's nice to give another coach some love. And Coach Mike is one of our fan favorites, man. We got love for Mike, obviously in the City League and just around Central Ohio. But look, you all got a special thing going on. I want to thank you all, the stars being in the house. We started off, Coach said everybody got to wear their, wear their flag. We got all the Centennial hoop gear going on here today. You all look nice. I'm excited for what you're going to do this season and moving forward. I got to read the outro, so I want to say to everyone, thank you for listening. Much, much respect to you all and love to you all as our guest today. Be sure to catch all future episodes on Radio WCBE 90.5 FM. Also catch us on Spotify, Apple, or the platform you prefer to listen to your favorite podcast. Additionally, follow us on Instagram at City League Sports 614. I'm your host, Dr. Vince Clarno, and we are out.